Jessica Chastain is a CIA operative. I'm sorry if I'm breaking anybody's bubble right now, but we need to talk about the link between defense and the arts, or should I say war and the arts. See, if you've grown up in the United States, you're familiar with the concept of the military industrial complex. It's a relationship between defense contractors, congresspeople, and the military. And they form a triangle of bipartisan support, the biggest perk being constant funding. A lesser known truth, however, is how deeply entrenched Hollywood is in this entire process. I would argue that Hollywood is actually central to the institutional cooperation between corporate America and the US military. The Department of Defense subsidized films as early as 1915 with Birth of a Nation by Griffith, and 1916 with The Hero of Submarine D2 by Scardin. President Wilson even went so far as to say that the former was like writing history with lightning. Fun fact, Ronald Reagan was 4 years old. He was old enough to have gone to see the film with friends and family, but famously his dad was Catholic, pro-racial tolerance, so he was very against letting his children go to see that movie. As he grew up, so did America, and so did our role as a world military superpower. Little by little, the government's relationship with Hollywood matured, as did the broadcast technology the industry used to spread its propaganda. Its entertainment. World War II came around, and we got the Office of Censorship. Yes, that's right. The land of the free had an Office of Censorship, led by this guy, Byron Price. Remember, folks, it's not a movie about Scooby-Doo. Oh, it is a movie about Scooby-Doo. And an Office of War Information, which created the Bureau of Motion Pictures. And they produced films for a time. The U.S. Army also had its own hand in the movie business, being one of the few institutions that is older than the United States itself. The Army is actually at the forefront of a lot of new interesting technologies, a lot of initiatives. One of those initiatives was to be the first in the world to adopt aviation for warfare, and they did. The early Army Air Service grew to become the United States Army Air Forces during World War II. One of its main officers was then Second Lieutenant Ronald Wilson Reagan. He was ultimately assigned to the first motion picture unit of the United Army Air Forces due to his nearsightedness. He climbed to the rank of captain as he managed, directed, acted in, and narrated hundreds of film projects, along with dozens of other soldiers and personnel on the lots that were provided to them and the U.S. Army in Burbank, California, by the Warners. Yes, those Warners, from the same studio that made a movie about Scooby-Doo. Yes, it's about Scooby-Doo.